So you're thinking about moving to Southlake, Texas. Well, in this video, we are going to show you 3 different neighborhoods and 3 different price points. And if you stick around to the very end, we are going to tell you about the most expensive house that sold in Southlake here in the last year.
And if this is your first time to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to be the first to know what's happening in the Texas real estate market, go ahead and hit that bell.
Welcome to the show. My name is Tom Jung.
And I'm Jack Lisenby.
And we are your local Dallas-Fort Worth real estate agents. If you are looking to buy or sell here in the next few days or a few months, we'd love to hear from you. You can give us a call, shoot us a text, or drop us an email. We call us every day for folks just like you, so don't hesitate to reach out. Cool, Southlake.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yes, lots to talk about. Unlike Saginaw, Southlake has a lot going on and a lot more variety when it comes to homes. So
yeah,
for the most part, and if you haven't caught the other video, we have a pro and con video. It tells you all about Southlake. It's more everything Southlake. It's mostly all pros except for the prices.
Yeah.
And so if you haven't seen that, check it out. In this one, we're talking about how much money or how much house does your money get you. And Southlake is a very family-oriented neighborhood, lots to do. It's almost all single-family homes. They have like a handful of condos and townhomes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's gonna be homes, large homes.
Very large homes.
So, anyways, you want to kick it off with, I guess, our entry level from 700,000 to $1 million.
Yeah, Southlake, while it may be for the faint of heart, is definitely not for the faint of wallet, because the entry price point that we're going to be starting with is $1 million, and that's not because we're being facetious. That's just because that's where the entry price point is for Southlake. So we're going to go ahead and take a trip down to Stonelakes, which is a nice little development. The prices here range from $700,000 on the low end to $1 million. A couple of them go over $1 million, but not by a lot. And these houses range from 2,400 all the way up to 4,300 square feet. So these are some big houses. Most, if not all of them, are multi-story. They started building in the 90s, and they pretty much wrapped up in the early 2000s. I think 2002 was the latest build I could find. Everything's got hardwood floors. You've got these huge windows. Everyone's got a pool, a lot of covered patios. These are really nice houses, even for the price range, honestly. These are very, very nice houses. So you really can't go wrong if this is something that if you're looking to make your way into this neighborhood. It's an affordable option.
Relatively speaking.
Relatively speaking.
I feel like just about everything in Southlake is more on the luxury side. It's just how much luxury.
Right.
So if you're looking in the price range from $1 million to $1.5 million, what you're gonna find here is homes that range from about 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. And most of these homes are gonna be built in like 2015 or earlier. So you're not going to find many new homes. If you are, they're probably going to be smaller. So anyways, and just because they're a little bit older doesn't mean that they're ugly or outdated.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, folks, it seems like most owners over there do a pretty good job of keeping their home updated. It seems like like everybody's got a yearly project of ripping out a bathroom or something ridiculous. And the other interesting thing is 70% of these homes have a pool. Like, it's more common to have a pool in this price point than not to have one, which is interesting just in general, because pools equal maintenance, but it does get hot in Texas, so
that's fair.
You might as well have one if you're spending that much money, right? So if you are looking at this price point, there are a couple neighborhoods that you might be looking in. One is Carillon, and they do have an HOA. So this is, I guess, one of the additional things as well. Not only are you going to have a lot of property taxes to pay, but you're also more than likely going to have HOA fees no matter where you're at. In this neighborhood, it's about $3,000, but you do get a pool in case you want to swim in the community pool instead of your own pool. Playground, they have lakes, fishing piers. And that's one of the cool things about Southlake. I don't know if we mentioned that in the other video, but there seems to be a lot of water features everywhere, like little ponds and whatnot, which is cool. And I think that's a result of them being south of the lake. Also in this neighborhood, they've got basketball courts as well. Another neighborhood that's going to be similar, you're going to find the similar type of thing is Timmaron, which is where the golf course is located. And on top of the golf course, which is a separate thing, your HOAs are, I think they're just a little bit higher. And in Carillon, they actually take care of your front lawn. They like mow it and seed it and everything else, which is nice. Yeah. Timmaron is a little less expensive, I think. You get a clubhouse, pool, tennis courts, basketball, volleyball, parks, stocked lakes, trails. So again, it's, it's everything I feel like you would want in a community, no matter where you land in Southlake.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, what if we're looking to blow a bigger wad than that?
Yeah, if you got $2 million just burning a huge hole in your pocket and you got nothing else to spend it on but opulence, we have Enclave Park is a great place to look because these prices range from 1.5 all the way up to $2 million. And they're big houses. You're getting plenty of square footage for it because the smallest square footage they have is 3,600 square feet. It goes all the way up to 5,300 square feet. There are a couple that are bigger than that, but I wasn't able to find them for sale recently. And these things, like, literally every house has a pool. Like, that's not a joke. Like, literally every property has a pool. The pool equivalent in this neighborhood is private lakes. That's what you're looking at. These range from a half acre all the way up to an acre. There's a few properties that have actual private lakes. The one in the center, which I think was like the anchor property or whatever, all of them just kind of circle around it basically. But that one has a huge lake. It's like probably a couple of acres of the lake itself. They started building back in the early 2000s. They finished up work around 2019. It's a secluded little neighborhood. It's got quite a bit of forestry in it, like greenery and stuff like that. And so even though you may be roughly within a rock's throw of your neighbor, you can't see them. You can't hear them. It feels very secluded even in such a populous neighborhood. And I mean, it's really nice. Like, these are villa-style homes. They've got really big open floor plans, so these big squared-off archways in between each room, so you get some sense of separation, but everything feels huge. Like, even on the, I mean, it is huge, but it makes it feel even bigger than it is. Like, the hallways are wider than most people's rooms, so you're getting everything you ask for and then some. And almost every single house has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms plus, and so 3 car garages. Yeah, can't really go wrong.
Yeah, and if you are in that price point, so like the one thing I noticed is like in that 1.5 to 2 million, it's for the most part 3,000 to 5,000 square feet. Most are going to be closer to 5,000 square feet, but on average they're all newer homes, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're making that push up towards the $2 million mark, it's going to be newer properties, which is nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then also I forgot to mention, so like most of the homes in Southlake are just in general on larger lots because they're larger houses, right? You have to have larger lots. So I feel like most of them are going to be like around 1/3 of an acre. Mm-hmm. And then they go all the way up to, like, finding an acre is not that uncommon for a house, right? So you're going to see everything in between that. And then, of course, there's some outliers where it's, you get multiple acres or whatever, but it's definitely doesn't have that, crammed in feel that you get in a lot of other cities that are cheaper, obviously. Yeah.
And I think honestly, all of these neighborhoods have HOAs as well. It's very common. That's one thing. Southlake, they're kind of I don't want to say they're tightwads, but they're kind of a little more uptight, but it's for good reason. They've got a lot to lose because they have strived so hard to make the city as clean, peaceful, quiet, beautiful as it is, and I would want them to protect it, honestly, because it looks great.
It's a great place to live. So cool. So hopefully that gives you a good idea on kind of where you're going to be and where to start. And so let's talk about the fun stuff, like the most expensive house that's sold out there. And okay, so this is kind of neat. So the guy that owned this house, his name was Jermaine O'Neal. He was a basketball player and played for, I can't remember who he started with, but he spent most of his career with the Pacers, Indiana Pacers, which is now that I say all that out loud, I'm like, why was he living here? I wonder if he was from here.
Maybe.
I don't know. Not a big basketball
Nerd,
trivia buff. Yeah. Anyways, he's retired. Okay, so this place, it is everything that you could possibly want. Like, this is no joke. If I had to imagine a dream home, this pretty much nailed it. So it's gated, of course. It's got to be. It's on 7 acres. It's 20,000 square feet. So
yikes.
Yeah, it covers, that's what, half an acre of house. And it's got, now this is the interesting thing, as big as this house is, it's only got 5 bedrooms and 6.5 bathrooms.
What's the rest of it, like strip clubs and bowling lanes?
Close. Bowling lanes, yes.
Oh, okay.
No strip club. But so this is crazy. And it's got a 10-car garage.
Right? Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, got to have room for
only 10.
Yeah, right. So yeah, that was the only place that they skimped.
Yeah.
So get this. All right. So this is, all right. So they have 2 kitchens.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, you need to.
Yeah,
and then,
I mean, with that kind of walk.
Yeah. And what? Yeah. What if you get hungry by the time
Yeah.
like making it to the kitchen? The primary kitchen has 2 islands. Why? Because yeah, you have to, right? And let's see here. They have like a bar and game room area, and like the level of detail, like even the ceiling in the game room is just, it's beautiful. The molding they put on and everything else, like they're like, all of it just is like, wow, you know? And I'm sure this was built, I didn't write down what year it was built, but I'm sure, this is still, it's probably at least 10 years old, and it still looks amazing. So on top of that, now out in front of the house, I should have started with that. You come through a gate, right? And then they have like this man-made pond where it's got like stonework all the way around it. And if you're going to do that much work for a pond, you got to put in a waterfall, right?
Right, of course.
So, of course, they have a waterfall with a statue that goes into this giant pond, but, other people might have that. So what do? You build an island in the middle of it. Why not? So there's a bridge that goes out to this island in the middle of the pond for no reason. But I love that. And so on top of that, so water features in the back, it's got 2 swimming pools.
Okay.
It's also got, I think there's 2 hot tubs. There's one for sure.
Okay.
And then like this place is so big, like all the pictures, every picture is like, wow. But, and then it's like, they could only post so many photos, so it's like, what about the rest of it?
It's like, here's a link to an album or something.
Yeah, so the second pool that they have has like a cave built around it.
Really?
So yeah, you can swim inside, and from what I could tell, there's like a swim up bar, and then there's also a TV, and I think there's a hot tub in there. It kind of looks like,
a third hot tub, why not?
Yeah, and then on top of this, they've got a fire pit. So like, I don't know what kind of parties were thrown out there, but I imagine they were epic.
I mean, to be fair, that's one of the few times that I would expect somebody to have enough people to justify that kind of room, is if they're on a sports team of some sort, because
you invite all the guys.
Yeah,
over.
exactly. Yeah. It's like, hey, party at what was his name?
Jermaine's house.
Party at Jermaine's house,
Yeah, and you like roll up, and he's like, you could park in the garage, every single one of you.
Yeah, right. That's fair.
Oh man. But yeah, dude, just incredible house. So, and it looks like a castle, which is like my favorite part.
That's pretty cool.
Anyways, that is Southlake for you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, we've got resources below, and if you are looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.